Hello and welcome back. In our Spotlight story, we have a wonderful story. We have Christine Baker of Friends of Downtown San Diego, and she also has Samantha Thornton. She's one of the beneficiaries of the scholarship, and she's, you know what, she's just changing her life, and she's looking to change other people's lives. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve.
Christine, tell us a little bit about Samantha, and then we'll let...
I will. First of all, thank you for inviting us back. We are thrilled to report back to you, in essence, that the Friends of Downtown hosted their 16th annual scholarship fundraising breakfast last Thursday at the University Club. We gave our scholarships out in November of 2015, and Samantha was one of many, many wonderful recipients, and she spoke at our scholarship breakfast on Thursday. And before we have her share a little bit of her story, I just want to shout out that our goal to fundraise this year was $25,000. We are already about at 19, a little over 19,000.
That's great.
Not too late. So if anyone is out there and interested in helping students like Samantha, they can log on to our website, fodsd.org, and help us with our scholarship fundraising goal this year so we can affect as many students at City College as possible. So having said that, Samantha, it's been an absolute delight, and this is one of the things that makes me so passionate about this and the way Friends of Downtown does their scholarship fundraising is not only do we raise the funds, but we also interview the students and get to know them and really hear their stories. And that's where it hits home and it makes a huge connection to our hearts. And we can go out into the community and share that. So Samantha, tell us a little bit about your story and how you ended up, how you ended up back in school.
Well, first I want to say thank you for inviting me on the show, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. How I ended up back in school, 7 years ago, my only child passed from ALL leukemia, which is acute lymphoblastic leukemia. We had battled for about 4 years, 3 days, 27 hours, about 4 minutes, something like that. And I am a licensed cosmetologist, been doing hair since I was about 15, 16 years old. And I am passionate about that. I enjoyed doing that, but after my son passed, like something was still like kind of like missing, and I kept having dreams about being my son's nurse. And so after visiting a couple campuses, I ended up at City College, which at the time when I started, I didn't have transportation, so I was catching the trolley, which is a 2-hour commute from El Cajon City to downtown San Diego using public transportation. But it was well worth it because I had been out of school for about 16 and a half years, and I decided that I wanted to be a nurse, but I was like a fish out of water. Like being back in school, being one of the older students, like it was kind of scary. And my first year there, they had the First Year Experience FYE program, which they help let you know about different scholarships, and you get on these email lists. And Friends of Downtown Scholarship was one of the ones that came up on the email list. And so I applied for the scholarship, and I felt like that, you know, like I have a pretty, you know, decent story. Like I think that they might want to hear that, you know, because I definitely could use the help. Being a college student, the struggle is real as far as finances. So I decided to apply for the scholarship. I met with Marla and Lindsay, which are my scholarship donors, and like going to be lifetime friends now. And I got the scholarship, and that inspired me because I definitely needed the financial help, but far past the financial help, like I was invited to several different luncheons and breakfasts, and I made some other great connections with people who like, hey, here's my contact information, I want to follow your college career, like people that I keep in contact with that became like mentors. And then also one of the biggest things that Friends of Downtown has helped me with, I applied for a study abroad scholarship, which is to travel internationally to learn a foreign language. And one of the segments talks about your community service and the things that you do in your community. And so I listed the things that I do, and I said, and as a recipient of that, or as a result of that, I'm a 2015 recipient of the Friends of Downtown scholarship, and I was awarded the Benjamin A. Gilman scholarship. And so I'm actually leaving in about 45 minutes to Costa Rica.
She's getting out of Dodge right after this.
Yes, I'm leaving to go catch a plane to go to Costa Rica right now. So, like I said.
And tell us why that's important to you in your career.
Yeah, the reason learning Spanish is important to me is because my son knew Spanish, and I do not want to communicate with patients through a translator. I want to be able to talk to them like one-on-one. If you're ill and you have a pain, I want to be able to speak in Spanish, you know, pass, hola, or poquito, un momento, más o menos. You know, I want to be able to say it, and I want to speak, you know, their language and not have any type of barriers. Like what I went through with my son, he never complained. He continues to help me push on and push forward. And I feel like if I made it through the absolute worst thing that could have ever happened to me in my life, then there's no stopping me. So we just
You know what I think is wonderful about your story, Samantha, is the fact that what a lot of people don't know is you used to have your own hair salon. And you were a private business owner and the whole shot until your son is diagnosed with cancer, and then you had to take time off to deal with him, and then you realized, you know what, my life's going to go in a different direction. This store isn't worthwhile anymore because I want to make a difference in somebody else's life. And just listening to you here, you know, I know you're a little bit older. You still look like you're in your 20s and you have great genes, and that's wonderful. But the thing that I really like about you is the fact that you took 2 hours to drive a trolley into downtown San Diego. It means you're going to do whatever it takes to make a difference in your life and get to where you want to go. And I think the scholarships that downtown San Diego, Friends of Downtown, are giving to the right people, because they're going to make a difference. They're not someone that's just looking for a handout and saying, hey, pay for my college. You're going to go do something with it. And people can see that in you. And I'm just happy to share your story and share what Friends of Downtown San Diego is doing, because I just think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you know this, Samantha, but thank you, Steve Sexton. He has been a contributor, and he was a full scholarship contributor to, yet again, this year's program. So he wasn't able to join us himself,
pleasure.
but he has been behind us supporting and fundraising for us out in the community. So we thank you very much, Steve, with Sexton Advisory Group.
You.
And it's people like you who are out helping us share our message that make this very unique. So we really appreciate that.
I will say this, I get hit up a lot of times over charities. The one thing I like about Friends of Downtown San Diego is they select people for their scholarships that might have had some trouble, went through issues like you had, but they want to make a difference in their life, and they just need a little help.
Right.
Just a little help, not a lot of help, and they don't want someone to pay for it because they want to do it on their own and they have a passion. And I think that speaks volumes for the organization and the people who are behind it, because they want to make a difference, because they made a difference in their own life, and now they can do it in others, just like what you're going to do as a nurse.
The best thing that I like about Friends of Downtown is it should be Family of Downtown, because you're not, I guess before you get the scholarship, maybe you're a friend, but immediately once I received the scholarship, like at the award ceremony, my donor said, and I'm going to follow her for the rest of her career, and like, you kind of think like as a student, like, oh yeah, that's nice fancy talk for the cameras and all that good sake, but like she got my contact information that day, and she's kept up with me since November of last year. Like I get 2 to 3 emails from her a month. She follows me on social media, always encouraging like, hey, you can do it. You need anything, let me know if I can, I mean anything, put me in touch with other, you know, different people, so they don't just stop at, you know, like I'm sure if they could raise more money, they would give, you know, more money, but what they provide past monetary, because money is not always going to solve every problem, most of them, but not every problem. But I like the family atmosphere, like, you know, sometimes you just need a, you can do it, or is there anything I can do for you, or like, this is exciting to me to be on a television, you know, show. So to come to a breakfast where okay, I'm just going to go eat breakfast. This is great, finals day. And it's like, hey, you want to, you know, do this, so that's
You
great.
know, I think when you have the right charity, you know that the love just doesn't stop when the money's been given.
Yeah.
They continue to love on you in a way that a parent would or a mentor would, and I think that's beautiful. And I think you're doing a wonderful job as a president.
Thank you, and I have to thank my board. We are a 100% volunteer organization, so we are all working full-time for the most part and trying to do this because we believe in City College. We are Friends of Downtown, City College is downtown. They are our future. And the people that are attending class at City College have already made a decision to change their life. They want to do that through education. And we feel as an organization very strongly that once someone has made that decision, we are so happy to support them. And there are many students like Samantha at City College that still need help and will continue to need help. So we'll be around for a long time. And again, if anyone is out there and would like to provide some support, you can go to Friends of Downtown website, fodsd.org, and make your contribution and change a life like Samantha's.
Well, I know you're going to be off to the airport in just a few minutes. So, Samantha, thank you for coming onto the show and sharing your story.
Thank you for
Christine,
having me.
as always, you've been wonderful. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for the opportunity, Steve.
You know, if you'd like to get more information about how to contribute or become part of Friends of Downtown San Diego, please go to our website. It's the Silver Hair Tsunami. Stick with us. We've got more great stuff right back after this moment.